we've got a special guest for you. This is the first time ever here at Reading Simplified that we are not going solo, but we have a guest, and she has got some real gems for you tonight. So I'm super excited that you are here. You know, if you've been following our work here at Reading Simplified, that we're all about streamlining, right? Mostly I just pretty relentlessly focus on streamlining reading instruction. But that is not all of your teacher life, and Kelly really is an expert on the full teacher life. And she's been coaching teachers on how to regain balance and peace and joy and really have a fulfilled teacher life and home life. And I love what she's been teaching. I have been following her podcast, Chock Full of Life. Even though I don't even have my own classroom right now, she's been just doling out gems of wisdom week after week. So I'm so excited to bring her on today and share just one of the core pieces of content that she's been sharing with teachers, again, all over the world. She did a nice series of this extreme makeover, of multi-week series on lots of different ways in which we could make over our teacher lives. And I really thought that the after-school routines would be a nice, quick way for you guys to get a glimpse of some of her wisdom that kind of extends to across a lot of her content. And then you could go further with her by listening to her podcast.
Here we're talking about after-school routines, and to me, that's almost the most important part of the day, because this is the part of the day where you get to really do what you want to do. If you have done a great job prioritizing the rest of your day leading up to it, then you get to decide, who you're going to spend time with, how you're going to spend time with them, what you're going to do, how you're going to take care of yourself, because you're off the clock. Now, we all know the reality for most teachers is, well, I have more schoolwork to do, or I have kids to run to sports practices, or I have this and that and whatever, and it feels like you're on all day long. But I'm going to say that you can always carve out, even if it's just a few minutes for yourself, it can be so hugely important and make a complete shift in your day when you do that, not only in the morning, during the school day, at night. So number one is plan for tomorrow before you leave. We move away from to-do lists altogether, and we plan and prioritize exactly what we want to have happen, not only at school, but in our personal lives. What do you want to do for yourself? What do you want to do for your family? Because what happens is we often leave ourselves behind, or we feel like we're not doing enough for our families. But if we plan for it and we put it in first and we schedule time for those, then everything else has to wrap around it. A big thing that we need to do is stop letting everything take however long it's going to take. Instead of saying, I have the stack of papers to grade, I'm done when I'm done. No. I have a stack of papers to grade. How much time do I want to let it take? So when you put a deadline on it, like, you're going to get things done for grad school when it's due. We need to start training ourselves to be accountable to ourselves. So it's like you're the CEO of your classroom. Honestly, I feel like being a teacher is a lot like being a business owner. Like, you're in charge of so many things. So you're in charge of your schedule. So if you want those papers to take half an hour, you can get them done in half an hour, right? You can crank it out. You can stay completely focused and get it all done. Or you can let it take an hour, or you can let it take 2 hours. If you don't give the deadline, it just goes on and on.
What do you think is our second tip for our after-school routines getting made over?
I just call it the let it go transition, because I know for me, what I used to do is rush out of the school building whenever I was able to, and go pick my kids up from daycare and then run home. And it was boom, 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 boom. And there was no feeling of transition. It was just a feeling of hurry, exhaustion. So I don't know if any of you feel that, it's just a rush out the door and you're flying into the evening, right? So what I have found is, and I even do this with being in business now, is I try to do just a transition for myself to get out of my work mode and into family mode. It's good to have a mental and emotional transition, and also a physical one. So what I mean by that is mentally and emotionally, you just close your eyes if you need to, and tell yourself, like, this part of my day is over and I'm moving into the next. And where do I want to be? How do I want to be present in that next moment? How do I want to show up differently for the people I'm about to see? Or maybe you're going home to yourself. How do I want to show up for myself? You just kind of like do a little check-in, right? So you don't take and carry with you whatever happened earlier in the day. You just kind of make like mental, like, slice the day, leave this part behind, move in to be present here. I think in that transition moment, you can also kind of close your eyes and do a full body scan, like from head to toe, and just check in and see how your body feels and notice where it's kind of sinking in. And maybe you want to like stretch. You're going to do like a minute of like you're listening to the music and you're like stretching your neck and you're just kind of letting it all melt out as much as possible. Number 3 is one favorite thing. So you can incorporate this in that kind of let it go transition. And what I mean by one favorite thing is you're looking ahead. So you're kind of letting go of like whatever happened today, and maybe it's like a kid that's on your mind or something crazy that happened with a colleague or a phone call or whatever, and you're just letting it go. I'm going to leave that at school. I'm going to be more present at home. But when you're thinking about this is the next part of the day that I'm transitioning into, pick one thing that you are so excited about. And you can always pick something. It could be as simple as a bubble bath. What that does is it just raises your mood. It raises your excitement for the rest of the day. Even if you were feeling really exhausted and really stressed, now you have something to look forward to. And there's actually been brain research done on this. I don't know if there's like a specific name for it or something, but they have, brain scientists have studied this to show what a difference just this anticipation of something good coming, even though you don't even have it yet. You can start feeling that exact same emotion and be all lit up about it before it's even happened. And then carrying that energy into the rest of the day is amazing. The 4th is your pre-sleep game plan. And this just means, what is your getting ready for bed routine? Because if you don't have one, it will seriously help to put one in place. If we think about it, don't we put so much care and attention into creating a routine for our little ones, like from the time they're babies and then into like toddlerhood and preschoolhood and elementary, and like they have a very set way of how they get ready for bed. But yet somewhere along the way, we kind of just lose that and we like brush our teeth and we hop in bed. And so if you can really think through some simple things that you can do at night as you're getting ready in like the last 15 minutes to 20 to 30 minutes before going to sleep and really make it intentional, it can just really help settle things down for you.
Then wrapping it up with number 5, Kelly, what's your 5th tip for our after-school routines?
This is one of my absolute favorites, and I talk about it not just with after-school routines, I talk about it at any time of the day, and that is gratitude. Because gratitude is the fastest way to get out of any negative emotion. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling exhausted, if you just had the worst day ever, when you can just flip that switch into like, what are all the things I'm thankful for in this moment, and just, do a mental scan of all of those things and just kind of name as many as you can and as specific as you can. And then you realize, whoa, I really do have an amazing life. I have amazing people in my family. I have some really amazing students. I've got some amazing things happening at school. And it suddenly just shifts everything for you. Just like